Day 5 in the zombie apocalypse was uneventful. I was still sick, I was still infected, so I rested. But I took the mission at the pharmacy, hoping that I could find some medicine there to help me. I would go there on day 6. On day 5 and overnight, I had accomplished a few things. I did upgrade my maintenance station and did repair all of my tools, weapons, and armor. So I immediately headed out on day 6 to go to the mission at the pharmacy. I was using the new scrap sword that I'd found, and it was pretty effective. I still hadn't done any skills with the blade, but it was working okay without it. While I was heading towards the mission, I ran into my first feral of the day, just walking in the middle of the street in the sunshine. But he was vicious enough that he nearly killed me. Always a great way to start the day. Going back to my ore, I used it to dispose of a couple zombies right away. I was taking the long way to the mission, hoping maybe I'd run into some more tree stumps or honey. I did run into an old gas station, and I knew it had the bricks I needed to build my artisan's bench. So I needed bricks to make the schematic, but then I needed more bricks to actually make the artisan's bench itself, so I knew there was some here. I had the schematic for the artisan's bench pinned to remind me of what I needed, so I knew after I got these bricks I had enough to make it. There was some good loot inside this gas station, so I thought I'd sneakily try to get it. Fortunately, Noah woke up a little too quick, so he was ready for me, and woke up some other zombies inside. The day was really off to a rough start. And it was only day 6. It still had Horde day 7 coming up to look forward to. The sword worked well for causing the bleed, but it did not do a lot of raw damage, I felt. Perhaps once I took some skills in blades, they would actually do more physical damage right off the bat, as opposed to just the bleeding damage. I did have some luck with the stun baton earlier, but it was damaged and I couldn't repair it. But I may use that again if I find a way to repair that. Got some mineral water, which is nice. Gun bag up in the girders didn't have much in it. So happy to get some more repair kits. The repair kits are very costly to make. in materials, and then you need a workbench tier 2 to make them. And on my long way to the mission, I did come across a couple of tree stumps and gathered up some more honey, along with additional zombies. I was having some luck with zombies dropping loot. Not much that I really needed desperately, but good items to sell to the trader. At this point I had 8 honey from the stumps I'd found. I believe I had one more back home, and I needed 10 to make 2 jars of honey. Oh, and I did choose the skill. I took the Blades skill to possibly get some more damage with my knife and sword. Elusive businessman. Made my way around to the back entrance of the pharmacy. Went in to start looting, and I think made a little bit too much noise and alerted some zombies. I could hear them, but I weren't sure quite where they were until I saw their shadow on the parking lot. They're dropping down from the roof. That did not happen enough. If I leave the bladed weapons or under the agility tree, if I got my agility high enough, it might cause decapitation and dismemberment a lot more. So far there wasn't a lot of loot. I was picking up a lot of helpful healing items. Painkillers, bandages, splints, aloe vera, but not what I needed. No antibiotics and no honey. Until 2 honeys. It was fantastic. I went ahead and ate both of those. I mean, the good thing about honey is that it provides food and healing if you need it, or food and antibiotics if you need it. So that was going to give me 10% reduction in my infection, and it gave me 16 food, which I was hungry. Hear a zombie sleeping nearby. I wasn't quite sure where he was though. I could only assume down in the building somewhere. case a crowd came up after me, I decided to shut the door, shut the hatch. Some more health items. I was happy to get some of the lockpicks, the hairpin lockpicks. Those could be useful on some of the basic locks like cars or file cabinets. I mean, it wouldn't help with safes at this point, but it would help in other ways. Thinking back, I did miss a poppin' pills storage crate in that room. I'll stop by and grab that at some point. Heard a crawler. There it is. The blades sometimes felt like they were doing a little bit more damage, but I really wasn't noticing a big difference. Something like a long pipe, or baseball bat, something like that would have been better, I think. Again, I looted around the store and found helpful items. You know, I can't deny that there were a lot of helpful medicinal items. And I did find another honey. So, all in all, this was a great benefit for me. The 3 honeys would reduce my infection by 15%, and then I at least had enough honey that I'd gotten from the tree stumps for another 5%, but I still needed quite a bit more to get rid of the infection altogether. The mission was complete, so I headed back towards the trader. While heading to the trader, I had passed a wandering horde that I ducked away very quickly. I still have to take on this biker who was waiting outside the front door. Headed inside to get the reward for my mission. I was slightly encumbered, but I knew I had a lot to sell.
Don't come in here,
a trader that
Unzipped.
would reduce my weight.
Incredible. I didn't think you'd pull it off.
The option was a
Here's your
book
bounty.
or some fire arrows. I was thinking ahead to Horde Night and figured the fire arrows would help with damaging the zombies while they were attacking. Sold a bunch of items and then checked for my next mission.
I've got a job for you. Good deal.
And there was a farm fairly close, and it looked like a fairly simple farm. So I thought I'd even try to get that done before nightfall on day 6. It was getting late, but I felt there was still enough time to either do that mission and go back to the trader and turn it in, or at least do the mission and then head on back to base and spend the night back at home. Even as I reset this mission, though, I could hear additional footsteps. I was hoping I could be stealthful, kill the zombies, maybe make it into the main house of this mission and not get their attention, but all it took was killing that one zombie to get them all fired up. I still tried to just press forward with the mission. 2 zombies in this trailer. But even as I pulled them, I could see that the wandering horde had found me. There were at least 10 zombies in there. So I had the zombies from the wandering horde and the zombies from the mission coming after me. shelf. And they busted through the door coming from the house. So now really my only option was to kind of train them, lead them away. Luckily, the area of the farm I was doing was large enough that I had lots of room to spread out and wouldn't have to worry about losing the mission. I was putting the additional bleedings to use, slashing at multiple zombies, getting them bleeding. The bleeding also slowed them down, so I think that probably helped quite a bit too. And that was another reason why I took that skill. I figured if I'm attacked by a feral and I slash it, you know, that would at least slow it down from rushing up on me and hitting me even if I tried to run away. Again, just leading them around, using all my different weapons. Lead with the sword, sometimes knocking them down with the bow oar. I didn't want to use the shotgun too much, because I figured I use it too often and then just attract more zombies, maybe another wandering horde. Really a bummer missing a third attack. I decided to take another level in agility, hoping that it would increase the amount of dismemberment with the sword. I was happy to be alive, but fighting that horde had eaten up a lot of my time. It was already after 8. I was still hoping I could at least get this mission done and get back home, but I was starting to doubt that would be possible. Ran loot through the house. Nothing really spectacular, but some helpful things. Food, water. As I was breaking down a couch, I heard the sound of my favorite zombie, the tourist. Now it was just, was he a regular tourist or was he a feral? I was hoping because it was still kind of early that he was a normal tourist, but who knows, I'd run into a feral earlier in the day, so... At this point, I'd figured out he probably wasn't a feral anyway, because he would have already torn through a door or wall or whatever he was after. So I continued hoping to complete the mission. I knew there were some zombies hidden behind this wall, so I thought I'd take a little shortcut. Now it's a matter of would I be able to get through this wall before the feral, or before the tourist got to me, or would I have to fight him before I fought the last zombies in the mission? And I was gonna have to fight him. I'll start off getting him bleeding. even crawling, he got a shot on me. Deadly, those tourists. Went after his legs, hoping to slow him. Nice. He didn't take a lot of damage. The bleeding is helping, but what was this? 15, 20 shots with the sword to take him out with the bleed happening. Alright, at this point it was 9:30. I knew I would have enough time to finish the zombies in the main loot room, maybe get the loot, and then just find a place to hide until morning. Didn't quite work how I wanted it to, but that worked how I wanted it to. Alright, so disposed of the 3 zombies guarding the final loot pretty quickly. Went in to see if there's anything useful. Finally got a piece of chest armor. Not a whole lot in the final loot. Happy to have the chest armor, of course. Got some more ammo. So I decided to shut that door and duck out onto the roof. Find a place up there where I wouldn't be seen. It'd be nice and quiet. Before settling down, I took a peek around just to see what options I'd have for me. If I had to, I think I could run down that side of that roof and hop onto the roof of the barn if I needed to, but hopefully I wouldn't need to do that. So I just found a little corner on the roof to curl up and hide out in. So that was the end of day 6. Day 7 would be preparing my base, getting that artisan table built, and then preparing my base for Horde Night. And I really wasn't looking forward to it.